Hey guys, welcome back to We Watch Movie. I am Mike. Thanks for taking a moment of your day to spend it with me. This is our knock at the cabin. Why didn't they put a friggin' A in front of it? It just makes more sense. Knock at the cabin, spoiler-free review. As long as you've seen the trailer, you should be totally safe to watch this video because we're going to do our best not to spoil anything for you. But hey, if you want to keep up with what's going on in the horror thriller universe, what's going on in the news, spoiler-free reviews, all that stuff, consider clicking the subscribe button and the bell, because when you click the bell, what's going to happen is you're going to be sitting at work having a boring ass day, and then you're just going to get a little boop on your phone or whatever, and you're going to go, hey, guess what? They just announced a new Halloween movie that's coming out. Or boop, hey, guess what? Mike and Jay are live this Monday night at 8 o'clock, and they're ranking all the M. Night Shyamalan movies, and are also doing a spoiler party stream for Knock at the Cabin, which we are doing together Monday night, 8 p.m. The live streams return, so look forward to that. But yeah, if you guys want to do that, that would be awesome. Come party with us. So Knock at the Cabin is M. Night's latest, and if you know me, you know I love M. Night. I don't love every single movie he's done, but I appreciate the fact that that man swings for the fences, and you're going to get something that's either going to typically blow your mind or piss you off. And I think that that's exciting. I think that's fun. I'm a gambling man. Too often, my wife would say. But yeah, I love it, man. And I like the way that he films, and I like the intensity that are in his movies. I like the way the characters are all super important and serious, and they like whisper talk to each other. I'm just an M. Night dude. You're used to going in and seeing an M. Night movie, and either people are coming out just blown away by it, or they're raging against the machine. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. M. Night, I feel like saying even if there is or isn't a twist in this is a spoiler, so I won't give that away. But I will say that I think this is one of the only films in M. Night's filmography where I don't think it's going to be that polarizing. And I could be wrong about this, but so if you don't know the story, it's based on The Cabin at the End of the World, a book by Paul Tremblay. Though it's not directly based on it, things happen differently in the movie than they do the book. I haven't read the book, I'm just told this. And you always believe what you're told, because boys that don't believe what they're told don't get any custard for dessert. So basically this tiny family goes on vacation to a cabin in the woods, and Dave Bautista shows up looking like a Heaven's Gate motherfucker, and he's with these three other people carrying these old school medieval looking weapons, and they just kind of look like, you know, they're daytime purging. Like, I can't purge at night, I have errands to run. And they basically are telling them nicely as possible while breaking into their house, like, while I'm breaking into your house, I need you to know as nicely and as politely as possible that you can save 15% off your car insurance with Geico. No, it does almost feel as invasive as seeing those ads over and over and over again. Especially the one with Paul Giamatti where he's pretending to be Albert Einstein. If I see that commercial 1 to 7 more times, I'm going to burn the world down my fucking self. But anyways, they're like, hey, you guys have a horrific choice to make, and we're really sorry about it, but if you don't make it, then the whole world's going to end around you. And I'll leave the plot at that. Most of you guys know a little bit more about the plot, but just in case. But yeah, so look, it has all the fixings of an M. Night film for the most part, but I will still call Cabin in the Woods M. Night light. Because again, I don't think it's as polarizing as some of his other films are, and it doesn't seem like it's as heavy-handed, for better or for worse, as some of his films are cinematography-wise and character-wise and all of that stuff. Don't get me wrong, it's there, and it's part of the reason why I enjoyed the movie a lot. But it's all just so very simple. I mean, it's for most of the movie, at least, it is what is presented. And you just are deciding whether or not you believe these people. I mean, that's how you spend the entirety of the movie. You're like, I don't know if I should believe you or not, because you do seem like a fucking religious psychopath. And on the other hand, you're like, that was hard to explain. Honey, come over here. You got to see this. I think it's real magic. You're taking the ride with the movie. And you know at some point you're thinking M. Night's going to come up and just stick a thumb up my butt and surprise me with something I didn't see coming. But like, as you're watching it, that's part of the enjoyment of the movie, is deciding, do I believe them or not? How is this all going to end? What's going to happen? If they were doing this just to fuck with me and my family, how would they be portraying this news event that they're showing on TV? What are the different ways? And one of the characters is like, this is not fucking happening. I swear to God. And the way he explains it, you're like, no, I'm with you. But then somebody else will say something and you're like, that's fucking true though. You're basically like the worst friend in the world when two of your friends are having an argument, or like you're like a third wheel with a couple and they're fighting and you're like, I'm not picking sides, Greg, but you were being kind of a dick at dinner last night. You feel that way while watching it, and it's intense because the little girl in the movie is so good. She just kills it. She crushes it. Dave Bautista, I would agree that I think he may be the greatest wrestler actor of all time at this point. You might be saying, hey, Mike, that's a little bit presumptuous of you. When you look at the list of wrestlers turned actors, it's not very impressive. All right. And don't get me wrong. We all love No Holds Barred, Suburban Commando, and High Noon at Mega Mountain. But no, he's amazing in this movie, and he's so out of typical character. When you're thinking home invasion beginnings to a movie, and then you see Dave fucking Bautista walking up to you, I mean, you're hurting for a squirtin'. That didn't make sense in the realms of what I meant to say. It is very ironic casting, and he's so great in it because he's so gentle and soft and kind with his words. And it's like, I swear to God, I'm trying to be a nice guy. Why are you fucking judging me by the muscles in my neck and the tattoos on my fingers? I read poetry, God damn it. And it's intense because he's trying to be so nice, but also in the back of your head, you know this man could squish me with his butt cheeks like a walnut. Because of my big legs and karate, I can do the splits, no problem. And everybody's really good in the movie, and the characters are really good in the movie, and it keeps you on edge waiting to see what's going to happen. You're watching it slowly unravel like a mystery. I will say that it doesn't have very much rewatchable quality to it. The camera shots are amazing. The cinematography is on point. The camera work is very Shyamalan, and I love all that stuff. He crushes on that. There's a couple things that happen when we're talking about the special effects of the movie that are very, very well done, super fucking creepy, but very short. They just give you a little bit of them. It's like watching the videotapes in Sinister, the footage. Like all of a sudden you just get this 1 30-second clip of what the fuck? And it's not like that. It doesn't feel like that. It doesn't feel like that kind of horror, but it is. They do leave you wanting more. As I said earlier, just hurting for that squirting. Without saying if any of it's real or what's going on, I'm just going to say the images presented by themselves as is are very haunting and very well done. There's just little parts of them and you want a little bit more, but the dialogue is great. The way the story and the mystery unfolds is great. I will say that I was left at the end going, how are you going to fucking explain this? And like, it's very easy to understand what happened. It's very, very easily presented to you, the way everything unfolds. It's not hard to figure out, but you are left. It's one of those movies where you go, how the fuck are you gonna explain this, my friend? How? And we'll get into that with the spoilers on Monday night, but I'll say I enjoyed Knock at the Cabin for what it was. It's a 7 out of 10 for me. It just doesn't have a lot of rewatch quality because a lot of the entertainment of the movie came from, is this really happening? Are they telling the truth? Once you know that, I feel like the quality of watching the film is going to go down significantly. But I think that's a game we were playing from the beginning here. So you can't really blame the movie for that. I feel like if you could have gone into this movie and it was just called Untitled M. Night Shyamalan movie and that book didn't exist, this movie would be like a 9 out of 10 just for the idea itself. But where the trailer, and you can't really blame it for it because it kind of had to, explains to you the story. If you just went into this watching thinking, oh my God, it's a home invasion movie, and were able to take that ride with the movie for the first time, and again, didn't know any of that other stuff existed, I think this movie would blow you the fuck away. But unfortunately, that's just not the world that we live in. The book exists. We knew what the plot was. We knew from the trailer what the idea was here. But looking at it from that scope, it's very, very different. I feel like people who go into this completely blind of even the idea will like the movie a lot better. I enjoyed it. I recommend going to see it for fans of M. Night or people that aren't fans of M. Night movies. For me, the religious stuff that comes into play asks a lot of questions that I can't talk about, and how you feel about certain things are just going to be based on how you feel about those kind of things. The dialogue and the conversations that will come up about this movie aren't really going to come up from what do you think this meant? What do you think this meant? I feel like the questions are going to come up as far as a place of how do you feel if that were to really happen? If this were our reality, how would you feel about that? What does that say about this and this and this? And I feel like everyone's going to have a different reaction to that, but the movie itself is not polarizing. Maybe the depths and the layers of its commentary are, but the movie itself is not. So yeah, it's a well-made thriller, 7 out of 10. The unraveling of the characters' psyches and why they feel the way they do, why they tend to believe these people or not believe these people, and why these people believe each other, and like this whole thing, the way the characters are presented to you, they're presented really well, and you understand why they're coming from the place of hurt or anger or belief or whatever that they're coming from, to a point. There's a very emotional moment in the movie that I cannot wait to talk about in the spoiler stream, but I can't really talk about it here. The radio is all I'll say. A moment with the radio really just had me crying in the theater for sure. But yeah, I totally recommend it. Can't wait to rank it with the rest of his movies. I love your all's fucking faces. We'll see you guys Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern sharp. You better fucking be there or I'm gonna knock on your cabin. And by cabin, I mean asshole. Halloween never ends. Suck my fucking dick. And I don't really care what Blumhouse fucking says. Put him in a box or suck a fucking cock. You can say he's dead, but we all know he's not. Yeah. So let's go trick-or-treating, let's go fucking drinking, let's all go rent Pumpkinhead on VHS, cause Halloween never ends.